Welcome back. Today is Sunday, March 22nd. I have your 4 best bets for you in the NBA. It just hit my head. I've done so many of these videos. I'm shocked I have not hit myself in the NBA today. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the page. We get a 5-game NBA slate. We get one primetime matchup. Another beautiful day of hoops ahead of us. It is the last day of this grind of 4 straight days of hoops being on all day. It's a little weird that I was just realizing, maybe I've heard it before too, that we call college hoops and then the NBA basketball. NBA hoops. We should just maybe start doing the NBA hoops. Today's a beautiful day for NBA hoops. It just does not sound good, but a 5-game NBA slate. We get some banger matchups in here today. Our day kicks off at 4 o'clock here. Portland versus Denver. 240 over under, depending on what book you're looking at. 241 over under. Denver 8.5-point favorite in this matchup. Last time these two teams played, it was a 50-point blowout. Been a minute, so hopefully this game is a better game than last time's 50-point blowout. We get the second game on the slate, the game everyone can't wait. This is the League Pass game. I'm doing a all systems go. Everyone has to watch this game. Brooklyn versus the Sacramento Kings. The number 3 team versus the number 4 team. 17 wins versus 18 wins. A 6-game losing streak versus a 2-game losing streak. One of these two teams has to win. The Brooklyn Nets would love for it to be the Sacramento Kings, and the Kings are 6.5-point favorites in this matchup. 218 over under. Should be a low-scoring game. Close game overall. Battle of the worst. Both of these teams are going to be trying to lose this game overall in this matchup, but I bet the Brooklyn Nets will be losing this one. The Kings would love the Brooklyn Nets to win this matchup, to maybe get to both 18 wins on the season. That would be awesome for that. But this game has a lot of draft compensation going into this matchup. It's a big time game for both of these teams. We get Washington versus the Knicks. The Washington Wizards have lost 14 straight games. They'll gladly lose 15 straight games. They're tanking super hard. Back-to-back minus 20 over under spreads. They did put up a fight versus Oklahoma City last night, so maybe the 20.5 is just like something you should really look at. But a 20-point spread is just absurd against the Knicks. 227 over under. The Knicks have won 5 straight games. They'll gladly win 6 straight games in this matchup. The first primetime game is Minnesota versus Boston. 211 over under. Boston 10.5-point favorite in this game. Hopefully this game's a pretty good close game overall. 221 over under on primetime. The Boston Celtics have been a wagon. They've won 4 straight, 7 for their last 10 overall. And the Wolves, where are you, the Wolves? The Wolves have lost 1 straight. They're 5 for their last 5. They're 43-28. This game means something for the Wolves, obviously, for the Western Conference standings. For the Celtics, they could probably catch the Detroit Pistons. They're right there overall. So this game matters for both of these teams. Should be a fun matchup. Watch Julius Randle have a good game. Bones Highland have a good game in this matchup. And watch Jaylen Brown just go Captain Insane in this game. At home, feels like a Jay Brown game. And then Toronto versus Phoenix. This would be a great League Pass game. I wish this was an NBA TV game. This game should be a ton of fun. These two teams just played last week. Should be a great game. 220 over under. Toronto 2.5-point favorite. Think the wrong team is favorited in this matchup. Give me Phoenix. I'll take the beat up Phoenix Suns in this matchup. The Phoenix Suns have lost 4 straight, so they are doomed here. But at home in this matchup, Portland is doing their West Coast trip currently. Portland. Toronto's doing their West Coast trip, and Toronto where is the Raptors? Yeah, I'm doing this live. 5 for their last 5. They're right behind each other. They're 39 and 30, 31 versus 39 and 30. So this should be a pretty good game overall. A 5-game NBA slate here today. I got 4 brand new plays. And before we jump into today's plays, we got to recap yesterday's action. And yesterday in the NBA, ended up going 1 and 2 in best bets overall. Not my best day overall. We knew Jalen Johnson was going to be a sweat-free play, so he took himself out of that matchup in that game. Crazy, I did not take Jonathan Kuminga revenge game. Probably didn't. What did Jonathan Kuminga even do in that game? I know I did take him. I don't know if you. I'm in the Chicagoland area. If you guys couldn't tell, I went to the DraftKings Sportsbook last night. Second time being there. Overall, I took a same game parlay, so maybe I had some life. What game am I looking for? Atlanta, Golden State. Where you at? What's his name? Did he have a better second half? Kuminga went 1 for 9. Jesus Christ. Nice revenge game for him in that one. That is a brutal one overall. But Paolo Banchero was an awful play. It took a lot. He was heating it up late. I was praying for overtime, but he wasn't as aggressive as I thought in this game. DeJounte Murray, he had a horrible shooting game, but still got hooked. He finished the game, I think, with 22 or 20 points, assists, or just right there with the overall. Had a great assist game, but the points were not there. He was missing everything in that game. I think he finished with 22 points, assists in that game, but that was yesterday. I'm wanting a Sunday fun day here, and let's just jump into it. For my first play of the day, going to be in this Portland-Denver matchup. Hopefully this game is a closer game overall. This man has yet to get a triple-double in 3 straight games. He is at home, 240 over-under. I'm taking the cheese, so give me Nikola Jokic to get a triple-double, coming to -118. On DraftKings, Portland, they allow the 3rd most points and the 6th most rebounds to the center position. These last 15 games, they allowed the 7th most points and the 3rd most rebounds. Then these last 7 games, they allow the 3rd most rebounds to the center position. Assists-wise to the center position, they rank 14th, then 15th, and 14th to the assist to the point guard, to the center position. But why I love this so much is the last 3 games against Portland, he's had 10, 9, and 7 assists in those 3 games. The one game, 7 assists, again, that was a 50-point blowout, the most recent game they played, and he had 26, 21, and 20 potential assists in all 3 of those games. And again, the game where he had 7 assists, he didn't play in the 3rd and 4th quarters. It was a 50-point blowout in that game. Last 3 games, rebounding-wise, he's had 15, 14, and 9 rebounds. I think today he gets that triple-double in this game because I don't think this matchup will be a 50-point blowout. He's gotten a triple-double, 1 for his last 3 against Portland overall, with the last 2 games being just shy on the triple-double versus the teams. He's only gotten a triple-double, 5 for his last 10. He has yet to get a triple-double in 3 straight games, so I think this game being at home is a nice boost overall because at home all season long, he's a 54% hit rate to get a triple-double. The most recent home game against Portland, he had a triple-double in that game. Portland is 21st in allowing offensive rebounds, so that's a nice area for Nikola Jokic in this game. Getting a nice rebound and kicking it out into the corners. Why I like this as well is, again, the corners. Portland allows the 15th and the 21st most corner threes in the league. I think Tim Hardaway Jr., Aaron Gordon will gladly take up a snipe from both of those corners. If he gets an offensive rebound, he has those guys wide open in the corners again. They're 15th and 21st in corner threes allowed, so this is a good matchup for Nikola Jokic to kick it out wide. And Portland is 26th versus cutting players. So when Nikola Jokic is in the post, where Portland is a very good post defense team, so he might not have the good matchup. If his fellow players cut to the rim where they are struggling at 26 most points versus cutting players, I think this is a nice matchup for him to get some little pocket passes to his fellow teammates. Peyton Watson's returning, so another role player returning in this matchup at home. 240 over under. I have him projected here at 27 points, 11 assists, and 12 rebounds in this game, getting the triple-double in this game. If you look at other books, him to get 10-plus assists is like -140, -160, depending on what book. So I'll gladly take him to get a triple-double here at -118 here. So give me Nikola Jokic to get a triple-double here to kick our day off, coming in at -118. On DraftKings, jumping to my second play here, and this Brooklyn Nets Sacramento Kings game. Yeah, I'm taking a wager in this god-awful game because I'm taking the challenge in this one. And the Sacramento Kings, they struggle versus the point guard position overall. This man was a first-round pick. He's playing more and more minutes these last few games, and that's Ben Saraf. I think Ben Saraf, coming off the bench, should have a good game in this one. He's coming off of a tough game. Played a lot of minutes against the Knicks, but shot poorly in that one. I think today in this plus matchup, he bounces back. So give me Ben Saraf to go over 13.5 points, assists, coming -125 on DraftKings. This is his first game against the Sacramento Kings, so no history against this team. He's gone over 4 for his last 5 games overall, averaging 14.8 points, assists, with the last 5 games him having 16, 14, 17, 19, and 8 points, assists. Again, he's coming off of a tough game. Played the New York Knicks where he has to guard Jalen Brunson the whole game, has to guard Jordan Clarkson all game, and then he has OG Anunoby, Miles Bridges hounding him on the defensive side. Now he's going into this Cake Cup matchup. Again, that most recent game against the Knicks, shot 2 for 9 from the field. I love the shot attempts that we got in the game, but still only 2 for 9, and he did finish with 8 points, assists in that game. But He played 27 minutes in that game. I love the playing time that we're getting. 50% hit rate when he plays 20 plus minutes in the game. He's played 20 plus minutes in 5 for his last 5 games overall. So even though that Terrio, no clue how to really pronounce the other guy's name, even though when he plays, his playing time does go out, but these last 5 games, he's played 20 plus minutes in each of those games, playing 25 plus minutes in 4 for his last 5 games overall. Again, 50% hit rate when he plays 20 plus minutes in a game, averaging 12.7 points assists per game. When he plays 23 plus minutes in a game, he has a 60% hit rate overall, averaging 13.5 points assists. 50% hit rate when he plays teams that are bottom 5 versus the point guard position, having 17, 14, then 4 and 8. But that 4 and 8 game, he played 16 and 17 minutes in those games. The first 2 games where he got the over, he played 23 and 25 minutes in those 2 over games. So if he plays 20 plus minutes, I feel great about this number. The last 10 games, assists-wise, he has a nice solid baseline overall. Last 10 games, assists-wise, averaging 4 assists per game, having 7.2 potential assists per game. But the last 6 games, his potential assists have been 14, 10, 9, 15, 6, and 5 in the most recent matchup overall. Sacramento is 19th versus pick and roll ball handlers, where Ben gets 30% of his points, or nearly gets 30% of his points from the pick and roll action. So a nice action coming into this game. And again, Sacramento Kings allowed the most points, the second most threes, and the second most assists to the point guard position. These last 15 games, they allowed the most points, the second most threes, and the 7th most assists. And then these last 7 games, they allowed the 4th most points, the second most threes, and the 7th most assists to the point guard position. So he's coming off of that tough New York Knicks matchup. Now on the road here, playing this plus matchup against the Kings. He's playing 20 plus minutes. I have him projected here at 15 points assists in this game. He's going to come off the bench. He's getting plenty of playing time though. 4 for his last 5 overall. The shot volume has been there. These last 3 games, he's taken 9 plus shots in the last 3 games. So he's been a little more aggressive in the lane. And when I watched the highlights of last night's game, I liked some of the actions that we got from him. He has a nice little post move in the screen where he does a nice, like, the BB. He does, like, the spin move in the post game. I like the overall moves that we got, but now he gets a plus matchup in this game. So give me Ben Saraf to go over 13.5 points assists, coming minus 125 on DraftKings. And again, point guards versus Sacramento, it just seems like a free play. You probably can't go wrong with either of the point guards in their game, or even Josh Manu for the Brooklyn Nets. He was another player that I was looking at in this game. Jump into my third play here in this Minnesota-Boston matchup. 211 over under. Boston 10.5 point favorite. And this man has no Anthony Edwards in this game. He's coming into this matchup with 2 straight under matchups in this one. He's going to bounce back in this one. So give me Julius Randle to go over 21.5 points, coming minus 109 on DraftKings. Boston, they allow the most threes to the power forward position. Boston, these last 15 games, allowed the 11th most threes, and then Boston, these last 7 games, allowed the 10th most threes to the power forward position. Last 3 games against Boston, he has had 23, 27, and 16 points in that game. That most recent game, though, was back in November this year, so definitely an under in the most recent game. But Anthony Edwards took 24 shots in that game. Julius Randle only took 13 shots in that game, and he shot 50% from the field in that game. Did not take as much volume as Anthony Edwards. Again, 24 shots in that most recent game. No Anthony Edwards in the lineup. Julius Randle has a 62% hit rate, averaging 25.8 points per game. Yet to play the Boston Celtics as a Wolf with no Anthony Edwards, so no history with no Ant versus the Celtics in the matchup. He does have a great history on the road with no Anthony Edwards, an 80% hit rate with no Ant on the road, averaging 28.8 points per game. Every single game he went over without Ant, he scored 27 plus points in each of those games. These last 5 games overall, he scored 10, 32, 32, 21, and 19 points per game. But the most recent game, he shot 6 for 16 from the field, and not the best shooting game for Julius Randle, and still had 19 points in the game. He's taken the most shots with Anthony Edwards being ruled out, so I love the volume that we're getting from him overall. On the season, he averages 15 field goal attempts per game. With no Anthony Edwards in the lineup, he takes 2 more shots, so 17 field goal attempts per game. But that alone, let me just tell you about this. He has a 74% hit rate when he just takes 15 plus shots in a game. Every single game with Anthony Edwards, he's averaging 15. So a 74% hit rate when he just takes 15 plus shots. Now you're telling me there's no Anthony Edwards, where he takes 2 more shots, when Julius Randle takes 17 shots in the game, he gets the over 91% of the time. So even if he takes even 2 less shots in this game, he still has a 74% hit rate with his normal shot volume that we're getting. Power forwards versus Boston had some pretty big games overall. Olivier, 14, Draymond Green, 13, J. Will, 9, Con Knipple, 20, Bobby Portis, 12, Barlow, 14, Danny Wolf, 16, Santos, 17, Josh Hart, 19, Wiggins, 26, Kamara, 18, Grant, 19, Jalen Smith, 14, Patrick Williams, P. Will, 10, Pascal Siakam, 32, Tobias Harris, 25. I have him projected here at 25 plus points in this game. I think Julius Randle, after 2 straight under games, bounces back here on prime time. No Anthony Edwards. Boston, they struggle versus shooting power forwards, allowing the most threes to the power forward position overall. 80% hit rate without Ant on the road. I think he bounces back in this game. It's going to be Julius Randle to go over 21.5 points, come MS 109 on DraftKings to jump into my 4th and final play of the day in this Toronto Phoenix Suns matchup. They're running it back from the other day, and I'm running it back from the other day. So give me Devin Booker to score 25 plus points, come MS 136 on FanDuel. It's a great matchup. Toronto, he loves to play the Raptors. Devin Booker, the last 3 games against the Toronto Raptors, he has scored 31, 27, and 31 in the most recent game, and that most recent game was last week, and we took that over. The line was 25.5. Now we're getting 25 plus points. I'm jumping all over it. 8 for his last 10 overall, averaging 30 points per game. 70% hit rate on back-to-back. So this being a back-to-back, I'm not even worried about it. 70% hit rate on back-to-backs, averaging 27.7 points per game with 5 straight 27-point games on back-to-backs for him. And again, he's played the Toronto Raptors on back-to-backs. The last 3 games against the Raptors have been back-to-backs for him, scoring 31, 27, and 31. And that most recent game was a back-to-back. Now it's a home back-to-back for Devin Booker in this game. A great matchup. Toronto, these last 30 games, allowing the 11th most points to the shooting guard position. These last 15 games, they allow the 7th most points and the 9th most threes to the shooting guard position. And then these last 7 games, they allow the 11th most points. So overall, they've been struggling versus shooting guards all season long. They're 26th versus pick and roll ball handlers, where Devin Booker likes to get 22% of his shots in the pick and roll action. No Dylan Brooks. This team is injured. They need a hero, and that hero is going to be Devin Booker here today. It's going to be a popular play because shooting guards versus Toronto have had some pretty big games, as we know. Hardaway, 23, Sexton, 14, LeVert, 9, Green, 9, Allen, 15, Booker, 31, Trey Murphy, 28, Ayo, 13, Shamet, 12, Hardaway, 15, Fox, 20, Caruso, 16, Isaiah Joe, 22, Kevin Porter Jr., 21, Anthony Simons, 20, Robinson, 13, Ant, 30, Black, 25, and Miles Bridges, 30. I have him projected here at 28 plus points in this game. I think he has an amazing game. Flirts with that 30-point mark here, so I might take up to 30 plus points in this game just to get a nice juice on it. I think Devin Booker has a great masterclass performance here today. So give me Devin Booker, D-Book, to go over 24.5 points, come MS 136 on FanDuel. I definitely would play that at 25.5. Still might even take it 25.5 for me. Wouldn't play up past 26.5, but if you get that 25.5, I like that again even more. So give me Devin Booker to score 25 plus points. And those are my 4 best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, let me know down below what's your best bet. I always love to tell you guys in the comments section. Today, we're rocking Devin Booker 25, Julius Randle over 21, Ben Saraf over 13.5, and Nikola Jokic to get a triple-double here early for us. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Sunday Funday, beautiful day of hoops ahead of us. I can't wait to enjoy the action just like you. Hopefully, today's a 4-0 sweep to end our week right. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. Please leave a like and subscribe down below. It shows me 75% of viewers are not subscribing, so I'm talking to you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Might as well. We like to have fun here. I like to talk NBA action with you guys every single day. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. Keep on smiling, and I will see you